I'm coming to you live from the Ace Hardware show. We're here at the Arrow. And I am so excited because today I'm going to, you've not seen my video, but it is posted. I did this colorful office makeover. My friend's room. It was phenomenal. And one of the things that is like the feature of this home office was the chair that I found. Now, you know I love thrift stores, and we wanted to find something that was thrifted. So look at this chair behind me, right? This is the chair that I found. And today at the Ace Hardware show here at the Arrow booth, I'm going to actually show you how I reupholstered this. So if you're joining me, welcome. I think as more people come on, and if you have questions, leave the questions. I may not be able to see them. I'm going to walk you through some of the steps on how to reupholster a thrifted chair. So again, we're here at the Arrow, live here at the Arrow Tool Group booth. And I want to give a big thanks to House Fabric because you're going to get to see this fabric. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And I can't wait to show you this. All right, guys. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to walk through how to reupholster this chair. But before I do that, I want to actually tell you that we have a giveaway. It's a $1,000 giveaway and it's open now. So go down below of the video that's posted now. You're going to be able to enter this giveaway and win $1,000, right? $500 gift card, and you're going to get a $500 Arrow gift card. So let's turn this around and let's start working on this chair. You're going to get to see it live. All right, let's turn this around. All right, this is where we are here at the Arrow show. This is the chair. Now, if you watch the video, you would see that we have two of these chairs, right? I'll tell you the story of this chair as I'm working on it in just a moment. But I want to walk you through. Let me make sure my camera's set up here properly. It wants to tip over on me. There we go. Are we good? We're good. All right. Hey guys, I'm here. Hey, it's me, it's Serena. All right, so before we get into actually working through the step-by-step of this chair, I'm gonna tell you all the things that you're gonna need when you are reupholstering. Now, somebody just asked me an interesting question. They said, how many chairs have you reupholstered? I can't tell you how many chairs I've reupholstered, but I can tell you I've reupholstered some very difficult chairs. And there's some tools that you need to get started when you're reupholstering. You're definitely going to need a stapler, right? Now, I'm here at the Arrow booth. I'm using their tools to do this. You can see it on my video. I'm using the Arrow 5-in-1 stapler. This thing is awesome. So you're definitely going to need a stapler. You don't need anything that's expensive. This thing literally costs you about 65 bucks. You're also going to want to get some pliers. We're going to be using this to pull out. And I did a lot of this before I came to the show, but you're going to want to use some pliers. And you're also going to need scissors, right? Because we're going to be cutting fabric, and I'll show you the fabric that we're using here shortly. It's, oh my gosh, it's an amazing fabric. It's like this Krypton berry velvet fabric that is to die for. And stay tuned because we're going to do a demonstration and showing you how amazing this fabric is. You can literally spill coffee on it and it's not going to stain. So we're going to be using this fabric from housefabric.com. And we probably will use this. We're going to be using this fabric, or this is actually the batting that's going to go on the chair. You may or may not get to see that, but if you watch the video on my channel now, you'll get to see the entire step-by-step. So this chair actually comes in two pieces, right? So when you're reupholstering a chair, you're going to want to break the chair down and figure out how many pieces you have. And you're also going to want to make sure that you have the old fabric. Now, you'll see here that I already removed all the fabric, but I've got two pieces here. So I've got this bottom piece, this is the seat, and then we're going to start with that, and then we're going to do the other part, which is the back, and this is all one piece. All right. Carlene, are you going to be monitoring this, like if people have questions? I think they might pop up. I think questions might pop. Yes, okay. I think they might pop up. Because I can't see.
And then you answer the questions.
Yes. If you have any questions,
Absolutely.
I probably should have told you that I'm going to need you to. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? It's good to see you. All right, so let me show you this fabric. Before we get started with this demonstration, let me show you this fabric. This fabric is amazing. Now, if you have been following my channel for any length of time, you've seen me use Krypton velvet before. I love it because if you have kids, if you have pets, this is the fabric that you want to use. It's a little bit more expensive, and I know here at Thrift Diving, we don't like to spend a lot of money. Sometimes when you spend a little money, you get better quality, and it it suits your lifestyle. If your kids, pets, to look into Krypton velvet fabric. So we've got several pieces here that we've already cut out because, again, we can't do everything here at the show, but we have this fabric that we're going to be using for the back. So that's the back piece. And
by the way, AA says, hi, this is exciting. Thanks for sharing.
oh, hi, AA. How are you? I'm so glad that you're joining me today. Usually, I usually go live because I didn't have good reception whenever I go live. But we are here at the Ace Hardware Show, and we have amazing reception. So I'm allowed to be live, and it's going to actually. So we have all of our fabric here, all of our pieces. Now, typically, what I tell people when you're upholstering, keep the old fabric because keep the old fabric because when you are making over there, you don't want to have to start from scratch. Now, again, you see that I don't have my pieces, my old pieces here. I could have bought them. I could have brought them along, but they were stinky and I did not want to put them in my luggage. And with the old pieces, though, I'm allowed to lay the fabric out and easily create another piece without having to recreate an entire, try to figure it out. Because it's very difficult to figure out how to reupholster from scratch if you're not working with any old pieces. So I've got all my pieces here, which I'm going to lay them aside. And also, too, look for discount fabrics online. I was so happy to be able to team up with housefabric.com, provided this fabric for me. And if it wasn't for them, we may not be able to do this project. Thank you to them. So we've got this piece here, which is seat. And we also have this piece, which is back. We're going to put all this aside.
By the way, Kim would love to know the fabric site.
Oh, so the website is housefabric.com. And they've been in business for about 50 years, I believe. And so, a lot of local places, like if you want to go to, what's the place that just closed? Joann's Fabrics. Like a lot of these stores are closing, so you can't go and get fabric. But if you want quality fabrics, you have to kind of go online. And House Fabric sponsored this fabric. So I'm going to actually show you why I'm using this fabric. We're going to do a little demonstration, and then we're going to start with the bottom cushion. All right, so let's put some of these pieces aside. This is the bottom. So we're going to put that aside. All right. And here's the thing too, seat back. Oh, this is what we need. Look, I'm just laying all my pieces out here. I hope nobody needs these. All right, Carlene, do you have some, I'm going to use my water, or should we use coffee? Do you want to use coffee? Okay, let's use coffee. Okay, now imagine, okay, you know how coffee stains, right? I'm going to show you how amazing this fabric is because, let me lay this flat because this stuff is, oh my gosh. All right, now I don't know. Let me see if I can move the camera. I'm actually going to move the camera so people can see this up close. Because I really want you to be able to see this. All right. Woo. Okay, check this out, guys. So this is the Krypton fabric that I was telling you about, right? Now, I thought that Krypton was just a brand. It's not. It's actually a treatment. So we have to make sure we have some of these napkins here. This is the fabric we're going to be using for our project. But let me tell you why this is amazing. Go ahead and spill it on here, Carly, very gently. This is coffee. So imagine you're sitting at your office in your desk chair. You can spill more than that. Yeah, this is not going to penetrate. Right. So you're sitting at your desk, you've got this amazing office chair, and then suddenly you spill your coffee. Oh my gosh, it's ruined. No, it's actually not ruined. If you look, the fabric it's not even penetrating the fabric, right? So we can easily just blot this up. And it's not even going to look like anything spilled on this chair. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. So we can, oh, well, wait a minute, you have cream in yours.
Oh, is that the problem?
No, it's not wet. So because I think if we had a wet towel.
Limited supplies.
We have limited supplies here, but if you look at my video, that's currently on my video, I did a demonstration with my coffee, and you'll see, there we go. We might have a little bit of, there you go. You're not seeing no, you are seeing a little bit of the paper towel, but that's okay. All right, so we're doing a demonstration for anybody that's just joined. Welcome. We're going to be doing an upholstery demonstration, and I'm showing you It looks pretty good, right? That's
really good.
That's coffee. All right, so that is why, guys, whenever you're doing upholstery, think about the fabric that you're using, because you're spending a lot of time and a lot of money reupholstering furniture that you get from the thrift store. And if you spill something on it, you don't want to ruin it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the base of this chair, the seat of this chair. And I'm going to give you some upholstery tips on how to do this properly. All right. Sorry, just trying to work my camera here. Let's get you back in the tripod. All right. All right, here we go. So let's put some of these. Carlene, this actually looks really good. Like, look, you can even tell we spilled.
It didn't look this good.
I know. We were scared for a moment, like, oh my God, this fabric is done. But you know, this fabric is amazing. Okay, so when you're reupholstering, what you're going to want to do is, again, first step is you're going to, hopefully you can see me. Can you see me okay? I want to make sure my head is not being cut off, but I also want you to be able to see. All right. Oh my gosh, guys, we're spending the day together. I'm so excited. Okay, now we have one of our pieces, right? This is our seat. This is our seat piece. We've cut it out. But here's the thing that you have to remember. Whenever you are cutting out your fabric, you always want to find the center of your fabric. And the reason why this is important, because if you put a piece of fabric on your seat and you're just starting at the corner, you know what's going to happen as you start at the corner and you start pulling, your fabric is going to be all crooked. And you don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do is, we've already cut our fabric. We're going to take our fabric and we're going to put it in, we're going to join the sides. And I'll see if I can get a little closer here too. And then we're going to find the center of our fabric, right? So we have our fabric joined, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors, and we're using the arrow scissors, which I love. Where did I put those scissors? Oh, Carlene took my scissors. That's okay, because we can use these other scissors. So this is live, right? There's no editing. We are literally selling things here at the Ace Hardware Show. So these are your scissors. You found the center of your fabric. I should probably, you know what, Carlene, let me move this over a little bit. I want people to actually really see this, because this is important. Let's move it here so you can see. I'm going to angle this down. If you can't see, guys, let me know. It's kind of hard to do this. My tripod wants to tip over. Ah, don't tip over. There we go. This is good. This is good. We're gonna notch this edge, and we're gonna notch this edge. This is our center of our fabric, right? So we're just gonna snip just a little bit right here into the seam allowance, and we're gonna do the same for the bottom as well. We're gonna snip here. So then when we open this up, we now know where the center of our fabric is. Okay, so let's set that aside. Now we have to find the center of our seat. This is our seat. It still has some staples here, but for the most part, when you're reupholstering, you want to try to remove, I didn't remove all of these staples, but you want to try to remove any staples that are going to prick your fingers. Now here's one that's not flat, so I am going to use my arrow pliers. I do like pliers, and I do like needle nose pliers when you're reupholstering. So I'm going to remove this staple here, and you can use a staple lifter too. I mean, there's many tools that are actually going to do the same thing. You can use a staple remover. Now this one, we'll pull this one up too. Sometimes what happens is when you go to remove this, you're not going to be able to pull the whole staple out. Sometimes it does this, right? You got a little piece that's sticking up, and that can actually cut your fingers. So if you've got your needle nose, you can grab it and just pull it up. Put those aside. Be careful. Make sure that you're vacuuming this up. We don't have a shop vac here, but what I like to do is keep a vacuum nearby so that as I'm working, as I'm removing staples, I can vacuum all of these up. I'm not going to step on them in bare feet, because a lot of times when we're working on projects, right, we have bare feet, and that's actually not. What's that? Oh, we don't have. What do we have? we don't have a shop. Oh, okay. All right. So the point that I'm trying to make is that whenever you are reupholstering, you definitely want to make sure that you're using a vacuum. We don't have a shop vac here, but you want to reupholster and have something to sweep up or vacuum up all of these little staples. These things, if you step on them, they can get wedged into your foot. So we'll set those aside. But you want to go around and just make sure there's nothing that's sticking up out of your wood that could prick your fingers. This looks pretty good, so we can get started. All right, now remember we found the center of our fabric. Okay, we notched it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our tape measure, and I have to point out, guys, this is one of my favorite tape measures because a lot of times when I'm doing DIY projects, I'm working by myself and I'm trying to measure things, and you pull it out and it just gets sucked right back in. This is a self-lock. This actually just came out from Arrow, so you pull it out and it just stops. It also has, and you can't see this closely, but it also has all the measurements here so that you don't have to try to remember what you learned in like 5th grade and how to read a tape measure. And on the back, you have your measurements too. So no matter which way you're measuring, you have your measurements. So we're gonna find the center. Oh, do we have a pen, Carlene? A pen or a pencil? Yeah. So right now we're at about 22 5/8. So that gives me 11 3/8. Thank you. So we're gonna mark this chair right here. This is the center. And we're gonna flip it around and we're gonna do the same on the back. And again, for those who are new, who are joining, what we're doing is we're finding the center of this chair so that we can match up the center of the chair to the center of our fabric. And what that does is it keeps the fabric steady. It keeps it in the middle so that we know that when we pull, that fabric is not moving. Also, I mentioned to you that I'm going to be using the Arrow 5-in-1. This is what I use. You'll see it on the video that just published. The reason why I like it is because, well, I like the corded. It does come in cordless. I like the corded because I've actually done several projects where I'm using a compressor. Not everybody's going to have a compressor. If you just plug this in or use the cordless one, you really get the same power. And the staples that I'm using, so that you know, we're using the JT21 staples. These are the fine wire. Arrow makes a bunch of staples, like the T50, but those ones are a little thicker. And we don't need thick staples, we need the fine wire. So we're gonna load this into our stapler. This also shoots, if you can believe it, it shoots brad nails, pin nails, curved staples if you're doing any light wiring projects like the Christmas season, the holiday season's coming up. So you can use that, and you can also use the T50 on this. All right, so if I remember, this is the front of the chair, and sometimes it actually helps when you're doing projects to just write on this wood. This is the front and this is the back, because I have actually made the mistake of putting the wrong fabric on the wrong side of the chair. And my fabric, I also want to line that up too, right? So this is going to be the front of the fabric, and you see I have that labeled. And then this is the other side. So what I'm going to do, and this may be hard to see, so I'm going to have to move my camera. But what I'm going to do is match up this fabric in the center with the center part of this chair, all right? Now I've actually left a little bit of seam allowance here. You can leave more, and I always recommend if you can leave more seam allowance, that's fine, because you can always go back and trim. But for this, I left maybe about, I think I added probably like another 1/2 inch. So I'm not going to pull it all the way here, because then that's going to leave me short on the back side. So I'm going to line this up about right here, this V with this, and I'm just going to put one staple. Right? You can add 2 staples, that's fine. And then I'm going to pull tight. Now this foam has had a chance to puff up, so we're going to have to really compress this down to get this fabric completely over this. But that's fine. There's a lot of pushing and pulling when you're doing a DIY upholstery project. So, and this fabric has actually been, this chair, I should say, has been sitting in the box for probably a good week or 2. So we're going to have to push this down And you'll notice that it's gonna have a nice curve. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. Turn this over. Harleen, can you still see on this? Can you still see from here? Can people still see?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And don't worry that it's bunching up here, because when we get to the end, when we get to the corners, we're gonna be pulling that really, really tight. So you do need a tight grasp, a tight grip when you're upholstering. All right, so I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna push this fabric down. You notice I'm just putting my hand in there, pulling tight. And we're gonna do the same. And we're really pulling. There we go. You see how tight that is? And we're gonna, nope, I got it. We just wanna make sure we keep our fingers out of the way. All right, now because we're really having to stretch this, we're gonna add another staple there. And maybe we'll add another one over here as well. But this is normal, because a lot of times when you're reupholstering things, this staple, this fabric, or this cushion gets so compressed that when you take it out, I mean, it looks flat. And over time, the fabric or the foam will start to, you know, you've seen it anytime you've unlocked something or unwrapped something, it gets a lot of time to just expand. So we have to push this in so that it doesn't expand. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just start pulling. And this is where it can get a little tricky, because with this expanded foam, I'm just gonna start pulling a little bit, not a lot, and I can't see what's happening on this side just yet. But I'm just gonna pull and just add one staple here. Now, if there's any staples that we, hi! If there's any staples that we put that we don't like, then we can always take them out. We have the staple lifter, we have pliers, and it's fine. I'm gonna move this camera a little bit because I want you to be able to see. I'm gonna lift this up and I'm gonna work with it standing up. So let me turn this around for you. Or actually, let me lift this up for you. All right, here we go. Cool, I hope you guys can still hear me. All right, hey guys, hey, you can see my face again. All right. And I think what I'm gonna do as well is sometimes what you can do is, and it's usually a good idea to, you're putting a staple to the north, to the south, the east and the west, and then you're gonna be pulling tight. So we're gonna pull tight here, and I'm gonna just put a staple, flip this over, and I'm gonna add one more staple over here so it's nice and tight. And then I'm gonna do the same. So you're literally doing north, east, west to south. And don't worry that it looks like this. It's not gonna look like this when we get done. All right, we're pulling tight. Adding two staples. All right, so now we have something that looks crazy like this, but don't worry, it's not gonna continue to look crazy. So from that point, you want to start working your way out to the corners, and you don't want to complete one corner and then go to the other side. You want to just start working your way a little bit this way, staple, work from this side, staple, and leave the corners to last. Same thing with this. You work from this side out, from this side out, and then when you get to the corners, I'll show you how to do the corners. All right, so as I'm pulling, and sometimes this does take a lot of strength, as I'm pulling, I'm going to take my stapler in my other hand, and I'm going to get probably about at least ½ an inch. And again, I'm working with foam that's been like expanding in the box on its way here to the Ace Hardware show. And another thing I like about this stapler is that it actually has a safety built into it. Because if you use some other staplers, like if you use some that do not have, am I going to get finished? Would you like to take it home? No, I'm just kidding. Have you ever reupholstered something? You have. What have you reupholstered? What's that? Ah, hey, I mean, I just need like two more arms, two more hands. I've got Carlene.
That's it. I'm done.
Oh. So what have you reupholstered? You've done chairs? All right, so you see that this is starting to... I know, but it won't be there as we pull.
When will you be done?
I don't know. It depends on how quickly I can work and talk. Yes, come back for sure. But you can see the wrinkles in this section are starting to like go away, right? Because we're pulling tight to the corners. Now, we're not going to go all the way to the corner. We're going to switch and we're going to come over to this side. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can do it this way. Now, you'll see as I'm pulling, and again, it is hard to do with one hand. I'm going to use my body here as leverage, but I'm going to pull tight and I'm going to hold and staple. And as we pull over here, you see how those are, we're not getting those. Here's the thing, because this foam has expanded so much, as you're working, you want to try to make sure that your foam is nice and even, because what can happen is that your foam can start looking pretty lumpy, right? If you're doing staples every so often, it can look kind of lumpy. We don't want that, right? So we want to try to compress that foam, try to get it even, and then just pull. And that is the main thing in upholstery is pull, pull, pull. Pull to the corners, start in the center and pull. And remember, if you make any mistakes, if you cut your fabric large enough, which for this, clearly I did not, because the longer your fabric is, you have more to pull, right? So back here, if I had maybe another inch, I could really pull. So don't be shy with your fabric when you're cutting. All right, so we're just going to keep working towards the corner. You want to smooth it out as you're working. And then we're going to do a couple more staples on this side and then work towards the sides. All right. All right, so now it's starting to look a little better throughout here. But again, as we pull tight, we're going to get a nice reveal here. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to do the side, pushing this fabric down. This foam. And here's what I'll tell you too. If you can reuse your foam, reuse your foam. Upholstery is very expensive. Whether you get somebody else to do it, whether you do it yourself, it's very expensive. And I was actually going to reupholster this with new foam. So I was online, I was looking up the cost of the foam. And I'm like, if I just go and buy new foam and new fabric, it makes no sense to like even upholster. So make sure that when you're reupholstering, try to do things that are going to allow you to reuse that foam. So what I like to do is I like to clean things with baking soda. I like to leave things outside. This actually had sat outside for quite a while. And you also want to try, there's a product called Odoban. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but let me tell you, if you've got thrifted dressers, drawers, like anything that you've bought that's thrifted that smells, if you spray some of the Odoban on there, it knocks it out. I mean, how gross is that to buy a dresser and you open it up and it smells like old wood? That's not fun. So the same thing with the fabric. If you have Odoban, spray it on there, let it sit outside, let the sunlight kill it. Now, I will tell you that if you are reupholstering something that has, I would say, crumbly fabric or crumbly foam, you're probably going to want to replace that. That's at the point where it's not salvageable. So I don't think you want to reupholster that. Now, again, because this foam, whew, all right, I'm pulling tight here and I don't have much fabric to work with. So again, cut it large. This foam has expanded so much. Now, if you have watched my video, which is on my channel right now, so at any point you could stop watching this and go watch the video, you'll see me reupholster this whole chair for probably about at the middle of the video. This foam has really, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of sponge cake. All right, I'm really pulling here. And I'm smoothing and making sure that this is nice and tight. All right. I'm gonna add a couple of staples. Woo, we are really at the tight. We are tight. All right. All right, I'm not gonna finish this corner yet. I'm gonna flip this. I'm gonna work from this side out. Again, pulling it tight, getting this foam as crunched as possible. There we go. There we go. I had to really push that foam in there because that foam is really taking up a lot of space. So I want to know from you guys in the comments, have you guys reupholstered anything? Do you have any questions?
No.
No questions?
We got a nice crowd.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to ask people to tell me if they have reupholstered anything. What project have you reupholstered that you were proud of? And while I'm working on this, I will tell you about the project that I am very proud of reupholstering. And you can see it on my YouTube channel. So probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I did a wingback chair makeover. Now I found this chair from the thrift store for 60 bucks. And I'm like, oh, this is an amazing chair. I'm gonna buy this chair, I'm gonna reupholster this chair. And it sat in my garage for, I'm not kidding you, like 3 years. So I found out that there were some reupholster classes that were taking place. And the class was maybe about $300 for 6 sessions. So I go to the class, and the upholsterer was telling me, the teacher, who's had like 40 years of experience, he's like, Serena, I really don't think that you should be reupholstering this entire chair. I think that you should be leaving leave the springs, leave the webbing, leave the horsehair, leave all that stuff. Let's just put new fabric. And I told the instructor, as if I knew better, I was like, no, everything smells. We really just have to, What's that? Oh, the fabric. Okay, so the fabric, where I got the fabric is from housefabric.com. This is it's the Henry Arroyo velvet fabric. Now, if you go to my blog post, if you go to thriftdiving.com, click on blog, all the materials that I listed are there. Or if you go to the video that's posted now, the blog post, I think the blog post should be listed there. So this is Krypton velvet. So for anybody that came in new, the reason why I love this fabric is because it's literally waterproof. It's stain proof. And so we just did a demonstration where we spilled coffee on the fabric, and surprisingly, it doesn't bleed through. It doesn't leave a stain. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, back to the story with the chair, the project that I worked on. So this particular chair, the man wanted to just reupholster it. He didn't want me to take it down to the studs, and I took it down to the studs. And you know what happened? It took me about 6 months to work on that chair. It was the most difficult wingback chair, but guess what? I recorded everything. So if you are trying to do a wingback chair, or there's some other upholstery project that you want to do, all of the videos, part 1 through 10, is there on the YouTube channel. So, all right, so we're making our way around this chair. This foam is really tight. So we're going to try to get this foam out of the way. And we're just pulling this tight. Again, remember, we're not going to work any of the corners just yet. We're going to wait until we get to the very end. But you see how it's starting to take shape, right? Now, I am kind of moving a little quickly on this demonstration because I only have 2 hours to work on this, and I'm coming back from 2 to 4 Central Time. All right. I think at this point, let's move it this way so you guys can actually see. So I'm pulling tight, smoothing that fabric. All right. So the wingback chair that I was telling you about looks amazing, and my belt just came unhooked. The chair looks amazing. So I will tell you, challenge yourself. If you are working on something that you've been wanting to reupholster something, and I can guarantee if you've gone to an upholsterer and you're like, how much for this? And the price they tell you makes you sweat, there's a good reason, because upholstering is a very expensive thing to do. It's it's something that it's a skill. It's a skill. You have to practice that skill. And that's why when you go to a professional, they know what they're doing. All right. So as we're working, we're pulling tight. Again, for those who are just watching, I was telling you, make sure that you leave more fabric here. when you're using your old fabric to create your patterns, try to add like an additional edge. I didn't do that on this one, but this foam has expanded so much that it is, you know, making it a little bit more challenging. So I hope that when we get to the corners, we're able to get the corners. All right, so let's where we are now. We can probably do a little bit more here on this side. So I'm shoving this foam in, pulling tight, and I'm stapling. All right, so remember, center, northeast, north-south, east-west, staple once or twice, pull tight, make sure you're smoothing as you're going, and checking to make sure that you're getting rid of the fabric wrinkles. Now you'll see that I have a wrinkle here. That's fine, because when we get to the corners and we start pulling, you notice that is going to be gone, right? So we're just going to pull as hard as we can. All right, so this is starting to take shape. We're going to turn here and we're going to keep working. And you just want to shove it around. You don't want to just do one side continuously. All right, so I'm going to shove this in here. It feels sort of like, what is that? Oh, what is that cake called? Like a pound cake. This foam is like pound cake. All right, so I'm pulling tight, pulling tight, pulling tight. Let's pull tight here and staple. And I was telling you, one thing I want to point out, one thing I love about the Arrow staplers is that they have this built-in safety switch. Let me tell you how important that is, because if you are using a computer, if you're using other types of upholstery staplers, all you have to do is push this trigger, and guess what? You've got a staple that's shooting across. It happened to me once before. So if you're pulling this trigger, a staple is going to shoot out, and it can go into your eye, it can go into somebody else who's in the room, it can go into your foot. This has a little safety switch on it. So you have to depress that in order for the staple to even come out. That's important. All right. So we're going to keep working towards the corners. Let's see if we can pull some over this way. We don't have very much fabric over here, so we really have to pull. And we got to take some of these staples out. But remember, don't be afraid to remove some staples. You know, you may find that sometimes you make a mistake where you're like, hey, I've got a wrinkle. I really need to remove this. Don't be afraid to do that. Again, set them aside. If you don't have a vacuum, set them aside. You do not want to be stepping on them. And then use your needle nose pliers or your pliers. Again, these are by Arrow. And you can use those to remove the staples. All right, so I'm going to try to pull this as hard as I can. There we go. Sometimes it's just getting the right angle. So I'm going to pull tight and smooth. And then continue working my way around. We don't have very much fabric here on this side. This foam is really, really, really tight. Okay. So I want to know from you, what projects have you done lately? Have you been working on anything for the summer? Well, if you have seen on my channel, I just finished the home office makeover by Arrow. Oh my gosh. We did so many projects in that room. So we literally did a DIY canvas. We took canvas, drop cloth, and we did a 4x5 foot canvas in my friend's home office, which is amazing. So you got to see it. Make sure you go check out that video. Oh, and let me tell you, guess what? Today, we're actually kicking off the $1,000 here at Arrow. So $500 in a Visa gift card and $500 for an Arrow Tool Group gift card. That means one person will be winning $1,000. And all you have to do is enter your name, your email. You can find the link. I think the link will be down below. Actually, go to thriftdiving.com/fall overhaul, and you can enter that way. Or you can go to my blog, thriftdiving.com, and enter that way. And then there's going to be 29 additional $100 gift card winners. So I want you to win so that you've got some money for projects. Because let me tell you, DIY, it's not really cheap. We try to make it cheap with thrift stores and things like that, which is great. But as you know, it's kind of like the sewer who, could spend thousands of dollars on fabric to buy something that she could have bought at Walmart for like $10. I mean, come on, tell me that's not the case, right? All right, so we're still pulling here. We're pulling towards the corners. We're trying to get this as tight as possible. We do have a wrinkle here, but we're gonna keep pulling. And yeah. All right, so we're getting rid of some of these wrinkles. We're really gonna have to pull at these corners. But it's taking shape, right? So we've left the corners open, left this corner. Over here, the fabric is a little thin, so we gotta figure out what to do over there. And I can tell you one thing, guys. When you're working on projects, there's always something that's going to go wrong. I guarantee it. There's something that you thought you knew that you didn't know. There's, oh, we might be short on this corner, guys. That would not be good. This foam is so thick. All right. But like I said, you know, there's always something that goes wrong when you're working on projects. And that's okay. You just got to figure out the solution. Woo! Yeah, this one's going to be really, really tight. I don't know if we're going to be able to make this corner. This foam has expanded so much. All right, well, you know what? Let's keep going. We might be a little shy on the corners, but there's always something that can go wrong when you're working on projects. All right, so over here is looking pretty good. Over here, we're definitely going to have to get that foam down and see if we can get that corner. If not, guess what? We'll have to take it all off and start all over again. Let's put one more here. All right, let's pull this tight. All right. We might be shy on fabric on this side. This foam has just expanded so much. All right, let's shove it in there. There we go. There we go. Don't be afraid to shove that foam in there. Okay. Oh, do we have the, Carlene, do we have the dust cover? I know I put a dust cover. Yeah, there was like it was a dust cover that goes on the bottom of this. Was it a black fabric that shipped? It should have shipped with this. Okay, well, we don't have the dust cover.
Oh. That's weird. It's not on the floor?
No, it's not on the floor. Okay, so the dust. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting a little busy here at the booth.
Yes. So basically, this cover is the black part that goes on the bottom of this chair. It covers up anything that's here on the bottom of this chair so that people don't see this ugly part of the chair. It covers up the raw edges, and that's what we're for. I know that I packed it because I only needed half. So we'll just keep moving. We'll keep moving. All right, so this corner is going to give us a problem. Let's go over here and work this corner. All right, so we're going to shove this foam in here, get some extra space. All right. Hey. All right, so we're going to, let's put a staple here. Now remember, if you guys have not seen the home office makeover, please do watch that video. That is the project that I did with my best girlfriend, Hakima. She and I have been doing projects together, oh my gosh, I would say for like the last year and a half. So we did her bathroom, we did her bedroom, and here's what's amazing. This is why I love doing what I do. Because a lot of times when people don't know how to DIY or they feel insecure about doing projects because they don't know how to do it, they feel like they need a ton of money. When you actually do a project, when you actually complete a project, it builds your confidence, right? Because let me tell you, if you don't know my story, I'll tell you my story while I'm working on this. Back in 2010, my family bought a home. And when they say buy the ugliest home on the block, guess what we did? We bought the ugliest home on the block. And it was sobering because we had spent so much time and money buying the house. I literally forgot that we needed to decorate the house. And so when we moved in, you know, we had been in a two-bedroom condo. And the problem is that we didn't have any money left to decorate. So what did I do? I went to thrift stores because I love thrift stores. I've grown up on thrift stores. My mom went to thrift stores. Our entire house came from a thrift store. And so I did what I knew how to do, which was to go to thrift stores. Well, when we moved into this house, every time I would get this idea of like, oh, hey, we need to get a dresser, I would go to the thrift store. And my husband would be like, well, you got to feed the baby. Where are you going? I said, I'm going thrift diving. I'll be back. And I would go find like all this amazing stuff. Actually, let me take this one out here. I would find all of this amazing stuff. And I had to teach myself how to paint furniture. I had to teach myself how to reupholster. I had to teach myself how to use power tools. And I'll tell you, it was challenging. You know, there was that fear of using tools. There was that fear of, you know, what if I do something and it doesn't work out? And I had to get over that fear, right? I had fear when I moved into my house. My fear was, what if something breaks? How am I going to fix it? Got to be careful there. What if, you know, I want to put up crown molding? How am I going to pay somebody like $4,000 or whatever to come and do crown molding? I don't have money for that. And so I literally had to figure it out on my own through YouTube videos, through trial and error, through just deciding I have no other option. I have to figure this out. And that's what I did. So if you are in that position where, you know, you may have the money to go and spend on a lot of, you know, fabulous, yes. Oh, hey.
Can we just give a little workshop around?
Yes, sure. I'm short on fabric on this end, so somehow we're gonna have to, we may not be able to make this work. We may have to start over because this foam is not working out in that corner. Let's see.
Are you still live or are you still?
I'm still live. Hey, come on. Do you want me to? Wait. You gotta.
There we go. We need tools.
Thank you.
All right, we're live.
All right.
Thanks, you're such a sport.
Woo, this foam has really.
It's going.
Hey, actually, you know what? Okay. So anyway, back to my story. If you're still here watching. So when we bought our house, I had to teach myself how to do everything. I had to teach myself how to reupholster. I had to teach myself how to paint furniture. And the problem is that I just didn't have money. I didn't have money. So I had to learn those skills. And then because I naturally love to write, I love to share, I love to teach, I love to create and inspire, I decided I was going to start a blog and I was going to share everything that I was doing online. And that's how thrift diving was born. And then I was like, wait a minute. I like doing videos. I want to start a YouTube channel. And so here you are with me 13 years later, while my chair is like not turning out because this foam has expanded so much that the fabric that I initially cut is not working. So we may have to take this fabric off and start over from the beginning or figure out how to just really push this foam in here. All right, so the corners may give us a problem. And I can't find my dust cover. I know I packed it, but for some reason, the dust cover is not in here. And that dust cover is kind of important. All right. All right, so we have a little bit of lumps here, but again, as we pull here to the corners, we should be able to get rid of that. Hi, how are you? We're reupholstering today. Yes. This is a $75 thrifted chair that I got. Beautiful modern chair. You know what? Oh, I thought we were supposed to have a video of it. I should show you a picture of it. But the chair was quite ugly and dirty and smelly when I got it. And so a friend of mine, we did a home office makeover using Aero tools. And you would not believe how beautiful the room looks now. And I thought we were going to have a video. Well, we have a screen, but I don't know if we have the video. But yes, take my word for it. It looks beautiful. It's on my YouTube channel. So we're trying to reupholster this chair. The problem is that in shipping the chair, the foam completely expanded. And so the fabric that was originally cut for it now is like too big. The fabric is not fitting around it properly because we have very little fabric left here. And I do have some extra fabric that I could probably recut another piece, which I may have to do. But this is what happens in DIY. It's not perfect. So where are you guys from? From where? Pennsylvania, okay. Well, welcome. Do you guys carry upholstery tools in your shop? No? Oh, okay. You have to carry this. This, I'm telling you, this is the Aero 5-in-1. It is amazing. So it shoots the T50, the JT21, which is what I'm using. So a lot of times with upholstery, you want to use the fine wire, and the T50 only has, like, those are the thicker ones, right? So if you're doing like, for the room makeover that I just told you about, we did a large 4x5 canvas. So we took drop cloth, we took some pine boards, made a frame. So that's where I used the T50 to secure the two pieces of wood together. But if you're doing reupholstery, you know, typically a chair like this, well, this is the other part of the chair. This is the back part. You want to use like a fine wire staple. So, and you all want to be able to use these staples, stay still. You want to be able to use these staples. And the 5-in-1 actually carries these, it will take these staples, but it takes brad nails. During the holidays, when you've got the Christmas lights, you don't want to staple through them. So you want the staples that have the angle. And then it also does the pin nails. So you literally get 5 tools in one. And it comes corded, but it also comes cordless. I personally like the corded because there's no delay of when you push it down, you get that firing immediately. And the thing is, because I've done several chair makeover, you know, several like reupholster projects, the thing is that you want to use the thin wire, but you also, what's the other thing? You want to be able to put the curve ease, right? So this is the curve ease that goes on the back of the chair to hide the outside of the fabric. And you can't do that with a T50. So you should definitely have, that way when people are coming in to do upholstery projects and they're like, hey, we need tools for upholstery, you know what to point them to. So this one I like, but some of the upholstery projects I've done, I've had to use a compressor. So the compressor, most people are not going to have a compressor. And then they're going to have to use, I don't have one here, but I think it's the JT. I'm talking about like the other upholstery stapler that we have that uses the compressor. I think it's like the PT50. I think it's the PT50. And that one only shoots the T50 staple. So this is the only one that I'm aware that shoots, that has the power. Yes, there we go. Right, so I've upholstered with this before, but again, it takes the T50. This one takes the JT21, so you can get the fine wire staplers. So, and then this one has, and this is what I like too, I just was telling people, because we are live, hey guys, this one has the safety, well, all of them have the safety built in. So if you're using like other upholstery staplers, those, if you pull this trigger, those staples are coming out, you know, so it can be in your eye, your toe, across the room. I mean, and that's happened to me once before where it's like I accidentally hit the thing and it's like, I was like, oh, but this one has the safety built in, so it's going to be safe. So, yep. So definitely carry these in your, I keep telling people like, get this because you can do so many things with just this. So I love it. I love it. And then also, of course, the staple lifter. Have you heard about this is the, it's the 5-in-1. I don't know if yes, the 5-in-1. And then Aero just came out with these scissors, which are amazing. So you can use them for upholstery, you can use them for pretty much anything. But what's cool, and I don't know if I told everyone on my YouTube channel, is that it's a 2-in-1. It actually has a built-in box cutter. So how many times when you get a package and you either get the steak knife from the drawer or you take scissors and you go like this to open it up, right? Like you can cut your fingers, or you take a utility knife. This has the built-in box cutter. So it's not sharp enough that it's going to cut your finger, but it is sharp and angled enough that you can just slice through a box very easy. Yeah, so I've got, what, I'm sorry? I think so. I think so. Yeah. So these are cool. So I have them for like, and whenever you're doing upholstery, like you don't want to have your upholstery, and people, this is a tip for you guys as well. When you are doing projects, you don't want to have your upholstery staplers being the same thing as like, you know, your general everyday. No, like you want to keep them separate because otherwise they're not going to cut your fabric. So that's what we're doing here today. But we've run into a problem because the fabric was cut prior to it shipping, and so now the foam has expanded so much that the fabric is not fitting. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I do have a little bit of extra fabric, but if I use that, I'm not going to be able to finish that, which I may not be able to finish that today anyway. But that's where we are. That's where we are, everybody. And I was just saying, like, things happen with DIY. Like, this is the stuff that happens. And if it happens, you know, I think that's where people get caught up with not wanting to start projects. They're afraid, like, what if something happens? What if it goes wrong? Just start over. So if I have to take this out, that's fine. I start over. I've got some other fabric here. And by the way, this fabric, for those who just joined, who didn't catch it, this is from housefabric.com. Can I show you how amazing this fabric is? You want to see? Okay. So we're going to do a little demonstration. Since you're here, do you do any upholstery? Yes. You try. That's all you can do is try. All right. So this fabric is treated with something called Krypton, which pretty much makes this fabric very waterproof, right? So you can, and I think we have some, yeah, we still have some. So this is Carlene's coffee. You would never imagine doing this to your fabric, right? So if we pour this on here, you see it literally beads up. It doesn't penetrate. So if you're sitting at your desk, and you spill your coffee, like, look at this. Like, yeah, this fabric is not going to get ruined. So then what you can do is you can, like, I can just blot this. Actually, let me get it into a puddle. I have some leftover napkins here. But look at it, it's escaping me. Oh my gosh. So now I don't have a wet towel, but what we figured out, okay, is if we just blot and rub. Now we're gonna get some of the fibers from the paper towel in there, that's fine. Typically you would just use like a wet towel. Just blot it. And the fabric it's good to go. So like if you've got pets, if you've got kids, yeah. So I got this fabric from House Fabric. This is I mean, it smells good. Smells like scented fabric. There you go, scented fabric. That's, you know what, you could probably actually just spill the coffee on there and just leave it on there and be like, you know what, I don't need to spray anything. So yeah, so the fabric, it looks good. Now again, I would use a wet towel, but you're not going to ruin your fabric. And that's why I love using Crown. I've used it once before when I did some it was like some dining room chairs or whatever. Yeah, so we're going to try to make this work. We may not be able to make this work because the foam is just, so we may have to try to start over and do that for like the next demonstration at 2 o'clock. But that's okay. You know what? On my channel, yes. So on my channel, and this is for anybody that joined. So on my channel, we just published the home office makeover. So I show everybody step by step how to do this. And it's easier when you're in your own shed and you can just kind of like, doing it here on the spot. You're like, the foam, now the foam is so thick. The piece that I cut was just, I should have added an extra 1 or 2 inches but I didn't even assume that it was going to. So, but things happen. Well, I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, okay, we're doing another photo. Okay. Yes, it's good to talk to you. Yes, we are here.
Yeah, cutting edge products. Hold on. All right.
See me stand up on my tippy toes?
And then the hair adds an extra like 3 inches.
I know. And look at these.
Except you scared away a rocket.
I know.
No, but we had a really great conversation. I was telling them they don't currently hold carry this. So I said you got to carry this. Like this stapler is. The only thing is, and I was just telling everybody is I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this because in shipping this chair, the foam has expanded so much, the fabric doesn't fit on it. Yes, and so like the corners aren't cornering. Let's put it that way. This one is just like.
I can sit on it for you.
Oh, you know what? That actually might be a good idea. Maybe if I sit on it. You know what? Let me try that. Don't let me fall, Matt. Maybe that's what. Maybe that's what.
Reach it there.
Upholstered here. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fabric off. I'm going to stop the live. I'm going to take the fabric off and just make sure that I can get it to a good place. If maybe I do need to kind of step on it and squish it down a little bit. Yeah, because it's definitely not. Yeah, that I guess being in the box and just the shipping, it just because the other one I did right away, and so however that was compressed, I cut it for the compressed, and now this one's the expanded. Or what we can do is we can just move on, and we can do the other. What's that?
Do the chair back.
Yeah, we could do the back. We could do the back. Yep. Yeah, this is the back of the chair. We'll do that one later, but we'll do the inside. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one aside. All right. And I can't find the dust cover, but anyway, we don't need the dust cover because I don't think the bottom is gonna be finished. All right, so what other pieces do we have? We have, oh, this is the extra back. All right, this is the interior back. Oh, the seat back. Oh my gosh, you know what happened? It's the wrong fabric. And I even labeled them. Look at that. Seat front, seat back.
Well, here's an arrow staple remover.
That is hilarious. Carly, do you want to see what I just did? I love this. So the two pieces of fabric look exactly the same, right? And I did label them. This says seat back. I took this part and put it on the bottom.
Well, there you go. I love that.
Because I'm like, it has to be the foam. What other reason is it? Yes, that's how we do here at Thrift Diving. Yes. Okay, good. Well, now I can show you how to remove fabric. Awesome. Guys, don't you love how things happen? You know what? That actually happened to me. There was a chair that I was reupholstering once, and I did the exact same thing. I took the wrong fabric. I was like, wait a minute, why is this? It has to be the foam. All right. Okay, then you guys are going to get to see me remove all of these staples. Let's talk about removing staples. Okay, so I'm using the Arrow staple lifter. I can't believe I did that. How dumb is that? But you got to see it live. And you know what, guys? I hope that this actually makes you feel better to see that, like, I still F up. I still make mistakes. I do things and I'm like, oh, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And then I figure out, oh, wait, you don't know what you're doing. You did the wrong thing. These things happen. Don't let it stop you. All the things that I told you, though, were the same. You start in the middle. You find your center piece. I should turn this around. I wonder if I could turn this around so I can actually read your comments. Because right now, hopefully you're laughing with me. That is so awesome. Way to go, Serena. That's just how things are in the wonderful world of DIY. Well, thankfully, we didn't put too many staples in here, so we're going to take this off. And we're going to start with the other piece. Yay! So let me explain to you what happened. So this piece that I tried to put on the back, and I did put labels. That's a tip for you. Make sure that you properly label your pieces. I did label it, but for some reason, I guess it wasn't clear. Serena 2 weeks ago thought she knew what she wrote on the back, and apparently future Serena didn't have any idea what in the heck she was talking about. Ah! You like that I made a mistake?
Yes, because you know what? I gotta tell you, like, how many times do you read directions?
I know.
I never read directions. directions, so
I know.
put the wrong part in.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, but the thing is that the information that I'm sharing, it's all pretty much the same, right? You have to start in the center and you work towards the corners. And I really did think, I was like, okay, it has to be, there's no reason why, at least I thought, there's no reason why the fabric wouldn't fit other than the foam has just expanded so much.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it does look a lot puffier than, you know, when I had it at the house. So right now, guys, we are just removing the staples. Let me give you a close-up of the staple remover. All right. All right, guys, let me change positions here. Are you laughing with me, guys? I hope you are. True Serena style. But you know what? I'm not gonna apologize for that. Stuff happens, and don't let that be a reason why you don't DIY. Okay, so you make a mistake. You put the wrong piece of fabric on the chair. Guess what? It happens. All right, so let's talk about removing staples. I know I covered this a little bit earlier. Here's the tools that I like for removing staples. So this is the staple lifter from Arrow, right? This has a head that allows you to kind of get in there, but sometimes when you go to remove it, it gets stuck. So you can do one of two things. I like having the needle nose, and I like just pulling that out. Oh, but then guess what? Sometimes it breaks off. And when it does that, these needle nose are really good for getting those little pieces. Because when you are reupholstering, if you don't get those little pieces and you go to touch this, you could actually prick your finger. And you don't want that. So try to lift it. Sometimes using the pliers are good. And the pliers are good too for just getting, you know, when you're breaking down a chair, when you're deconstructing it, the pliers are good for pulling away some of that old fabric as well. All right. Okay, cool. This works. So we're going to set this fabric aside as soon as we get these staples out. I'll tell you about this hardware show, guys. So I am here at the Ace Hardware Show. And the people that are here, there's all kinds of brands that are here. The people that are here are showcasing their best products, their best tools, in order to have Ace co-op owners, right? The people at your local Ace hardware store, they're all here. And they're here looking for the best tools, the best... Actually, you know what? Let's do this. They're looking for the best tools. They're looking for what's new, what's cool, so that they know what to put into their stores. Harleen, do you want to say anything about the Ace Hardware Show and like what Ace really represents to like your local community? Because, you know, that would be a really good opportunity to kind of share. I love Ace Hardware stores.
Let me grab Matt.
Okay.
Because Matt,
Can talk about the Ace Hardware?
yes.
Yeah, let's do that because,
Matt is my Ace hero.
yeah, there's a little store. Okay. So there's a store locally, I'll tell you guys, there's a store locally that I think it used to be owned by Ace. I don't know, but it's still sort of like the local community store. And what I love about it is when you go in there, first of all, you can park, when you pull up, you can actually park right there. Excuse me, you can park right there in front of the store, which I love, right? I don't have to walk all the way across the parking lot. And when you go in there, there's like 2 or 3 people just sitting there or standing there waiting to help you. So I go in, I find what I need, and I roll out. And I love it. It has that homey feel when you go into it. And I think, you know, that's what Ace Hardware stores and those local small community shops, that's what they give you that the big box stores don't provide, right? So how many of you actually have a local Ace Hardware store that you like going into? Leave a comment and let me know. I can't see your comments, so I wish that I could like engage with you. So I apologize. I don't go live often because usually my reception is horrible. And so it's usually easier for me to do a video, edit it, post it, and then just come to the comments and interact with you that way, right? But live is cool. Live is cool. I wish I could see you. I wish I could see you, but I can't. All right, so we're almost done with removing these staples. We made a mistake. We took the wrong fabric because it wasn't labeled properly. And we're going to put on the right fabric. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's a huge difference. Look how much room you have. But I will tell you though, when you are, like I said, when you're reupholstering, add fabric. Add as much fabric as you can to the, if you can afford it, right? Sometimes adding that extra fabric is an extra cost that you don't want to incur. All right, don't poke yourself, Serena. Get in there. There we go. But yeah, add that extra fabric if you can, so that when you are pulling, you've got something to pull. Here, I definitely didn't have anything to pull because why? It was the wrong one. Okay, cool. Let's remove these and let me show you. For anybody that's just joined, that's good. I can actually walk through this again. So we are going to need this. Oh, there's one more. We are going to need this fabric. This is for the back. All right. Okay, cool. All right, good. Let's put this fabric aside because this fabric is actually going to be for the back of the chair on the interior part. And I should have known that because I even said here, top, interior, back. Duh, Serena. Okay. Okay, guys. Front, back. Now, I'm going to do a walkthrough again. If you have already been here and you've been watching from the beginning, I'm going to be repeating myself again, but I'm going to do this for the people who just joined. So we're reupholstering the bottom of this chair. Let me move this to make sure that you can actually see. Oh, there's the bottom of the chair. All right. Here we go. All right, guys, I can actually see you. Are you saying, oh, okay. Hey, House Scrapper is here. Work Pro Tools. Hey, Work Pro Tools is here. All right. Yes, hit the like button, you guys. Yes, thank you, House Scrapper. Thank you, Work Pro Tools. Okay, all right, let's go through this again for the new people that join. So again, we are here at the Ace Hardware Show at the Aero booth, and we are reupholstering. Look how much bigger this piece is. Yes, Serena. Okay, this is the piece that we're doing. This is the bottom of this gorgeous chair that I got from the thrift store for like 75 bucks, which again, if you go to my YouTube channel, which you are there now, look at the other video that's down below and you will see the entire makeover. But this is the fabric that we're using. Whenever you're reupholstering, we've already cut this out and we're going to fold this fabric in half, okay? Because we want to find the center of this fabric. The reason why we're finding the center is because we're going to start stapling at the center and pull towards the sides. So we've got a center. This is our center seam. And we are going to take our Aero scissors, which I just had. I think somebody took them. So we're going to use the smaller one. Actually, Aero just came out with the medium and small scissors. So when I'm reupholstering, when I am sewing, I like these for like my little snips. So let's use these ones. So all we're going to do is we're going to just cut a small V right here. And we're going to do that at the top as well. We're going to cut a small V. So then when we open this up, we can see we've got a V here and we got a V here. I did say that we should label our fabric. And I did, but I didn't notice. This is the seat back and this is the seat front. This chair, I've actually written here that it's a front and this is the back. So for those who are new that join, you'll see that I'm going to measure. Again, I'm using the Aero tape measure here. And I'm going to mark the center, which I've already done because we've been working on this for a while. I'm going to mark the center. And then I'm going to turn my chair around. Well, I can do it here. The back. So we got front, we have back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put our fabric. This V is going to line up with this front. Let's see if I can do this easily. Spread this out. Okay, now this looks better, guys. Look at this. You see this? I'm like, I cannot believe I was trying to reupholster that piece. Okay, we have a lot more fabric here. So this V is going to line up here with this front. Now, I'd said this previously. If you are doing an upholstery project, you can add an additional inch all the way around here. That's fine, because the more fabric you have, that extra fabric is going to allow you to pull and grasp. It can be hard to grasp, but we're going to line these up and then we're going to staple. We're using the Aero PT or sorry, not the PT. This is the Arrow. I don't know the name of it, but this is the 5-in-1. I love, love, love the 5-in-1. So I'm going to put, I can put 2 staples here. All right, that's it. We're not going to put any other staples just yet. I'm going to rotate this around and I'm going to pull tight. All right, I'm going to pull tight, make sure it's nice and tight. And I'm going to line this V up with this center back here. All right, so I'm going to pull there. And you know, I did add a little bit of extra fabric, so I probably could have pulled a little bit more. I'm going to pull a little bit more. I'm not going to, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I put 2 staples there. I think I probably have enough fabric there, but I'm going to actually make this a little bit tighter. You want to make this as tight as you can, so when you start pulling towards these corners, you see how hard these staples are to get out? That's how powerful this 5-in-1 tool is. It really has a lot of power. And like I said, I've used staple guns with compressors, but this actually rivals that. Okay, so I'm going to pull a little tighter. There we go. Because I don't want any fabric wrinkles. Okay. All right, so you see this has wrinkles. That's okay, because we are going to be pulling tight. We're going to be pulling tight, pulling tight. Okay. I'm going to add, so I've got a north and south. I'm going to add an east and west. Now, I didn't actually notch those, but I think it's okay because we already have these in place. So I'm just going to pull. I'm going to make sure it's straight over here. I'm going to just kind of find the center here, and I'm going to pull. And then I'm going to staple these in place as well. Just 1 staple. Do that again. Pull that in place. And I'm going to staple. Okay. And you can add 2 staples there. And again, don't worry if you have, oh, that staple didn't want to go all the way through because I just hit the other staple. Again, don't worry if you have a lot of extra fabric because that can be trimmed when you're done. But it does make it easier when you are grabbing the fabric. All right, so now what we're going to do, as I mentioned before, and it's easier. Let me actually move the camera because since this is upside down, it's hard for me to know that this is going to be wrinkle free if I'm just doing this and just pulling. I want to make sure that I'm smoothing and pulling as I'm putting this on here. Right? I'm working towards the corners. I'm going to do maybe a couple of staples here, a few staples, and then I'm going to move over to this side, pull it, because you want to work evenly. You don't want to start here and then just work all the way to this corner and do this corner, because then what could happen is now you've got extra fabric here. So staple here, work a few staples, staple here, work a few staples, rotate. You've got your staple here, pull, work it towards the corner, because you can maneuver that. Start here, work it towards the corner, leave the corners, start at the bottom, that's the top, and then work it, and then do the corners last. So let me move the camera so you can see that. But before I do that, I just want to see you guys. Hey! I am so glad to be live with you guys. My hair's looking kind of crazy. But I wanted it to be crazy because I wanted it to be memorable. I wanted people to walk by the booth and see this crazy hair. So I want to know from those who have been watching, what is one upholstery tip? Leave this in the comment. I want to know what is one upholstery tip or one thing that I said or did that made you think like, oh, I didn't know that about upholstery or didn't know that about fabric or I didn't know about Krypton fabric. Leave a comment down below because I want to know what is it that you have seen or heard to maybe give you inspiration, to maybe help you along in your projects? Or is there a tool that I mentioned where you're like, I got to get that. I got to get that. Which, by the way, 5-in-1. I love it. It's my favorite. Okay, so let me turn this around and let's keep working on this chair. I don't think that I'm going to be getting this chair done today. This is just the base. Let's see. Hold on. I got to make sure my thing is up here properly. Don't tip over. Don't tip over. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have our northeast, west, south. You see that we have some wrinkles here. That's fine because we did pull it tight. And again, if you find that it's not tight enough, you can always take your staples out, re-staple that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pull towards the corners. I'm going to pull towards the corners. And you want this reveal, this side. Hi. Wait. Come back. Come back. Hi. How are you? Good. I'm Serena. Hi. Do you have any upholstery tools in your Ace Hardware shop? You do? Okay, good. You made a good choice. I'm telling everybody that walks by they need to have this 5-in-1.
Okay.
So we're doing a demonstration of an upholstery project today. So this is a chair that I got from the thrift store for like 75 bucks. It's got beautiful fabric, and we are upholstering. Do you find that your customers that come into the store, are they buying upholstery? Are they interested in upholstery? Are you finding?
This will ride new customers. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're always supporting people in doing upholstery projects here at Thrift Diving and Arrow. Have you done any upholstery projects yourself? No. It's not that hard. You just have to make sure that you're using the right fabric and putting the right piece. I just put the wrong piece on the wrong part of the chair. It happens. Yes. Well, it was nice to meet you, Raj. You too. Okay. So you'll see here that I'm smoothing this fabric. I'm pulling, right? I'm not just stapling, but I'm pulling, and I'm pulling towards the corners. And you can't see on the other side. Let me flip this around. As I'm pulling, you see what's happening to those wrinkles? Once I get to that corner and I'm getting to this corner, those wrinkles will be gone. That is the thing about upholstery is you got to pull. You got to pull towards the corner. You got to pull tight. And is it going to be perfect? No. I can tell you in the chair makeover that I did for my friend's room, it was not perfect. There were some wrinkles that I was like, and you can't unsee it. You're just like, I wish I could do that part over. But here at Thrift Diving, it's not about being perfect. I don't really believe that projects should be perfect. I know that when they turn out, they build your confidence, but they don't have to be perfect, because when you strive for perfection and you let yourself down, and you probably ultimately will, it's going to prevent you from wanting to do your next project. And I don't like that. So don't strive for perfection. All right, so we did this part, right? We do have a nice clean line here. This is going to be the front of this is the front of the chair. Again, you see that there's some wrinkles. That's okay, because when we get to the corners and we pull, those wrinkles are going to be gone. But we're not going to do the corners just yet. We're going to flip this around. We're going to do this bottom part, working our way. So I'm going to do maybe I'm going to do a few. Oh, and I'm using my hand too. You can't see on this side, but I'm using my hand to just kind of smooth everything out, because we want to pull as tight as possible. Now, the thing is, sometimes I don't feel like I have very much leverage here. So sometimes I have to use my body to kind of hold this up, but I'm going to try to use my arm here. All right. Oh, and that staple didn't go in all the way. So we're going to pull that out. There we go. Keep pulling tight. And we're not going to completely get here. We're going to work over on this side. Let me see if I can keep it this way. All right. So again, I'm going to check my fabric, make sure it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm pulling tight, and then secure it. And unfortunately, I cannot find the dust cover for this. I'm pretty sure, I feel like I packed it, but I don't know. Somehow it must have been placed somewhere. But the dust cover is that black thing on the bottom, that black piece of fabric that it covers up these raw edges. It keeps the dust out. It makes the chair look manicured. So if anybody turns it over, it doesn't look like, wait, this is a DIY project. It just makes it look professional. So we'll do a few more over here. Again, checking the fabric to make sure that it's nice and tight. And it is. This looks good. Pull tight. And then staple in place. All right, now we're gonna switch it over here to the sides. Oh, let me turn it around so you see, look. It's coming out, it looks good. It looks good. Can you tell I'm excited? All right, let's start. Another photo, okay.
Retailing magazine.
Oh, wow, okay. Cool, well, you should definitely feature us. And the tools. Yes, we're live. Wave, everybody.
Thank you. I'll send it to all of you.
All right, so this looks good. We're gonna flip this to, let's do this side. So this is the side of the chair. And we are pulling tight. So you see how, now here's the thing, when you have a chair that has like the foam, another reason why you're pulling tight, not just to make sure that you have the fabric wrinkles gone, you don't want any bulges. So like, you know, these bulges here where it's like you're putting a staple here, and you have this big bulge. So while you're doing it, that's why you're gonna wanna kind of pull the fabric and smooth it down. You see how that looks good? Don't worry about here, because we still have some smoothing to do. But that looks pretty good, and we're gonna pull tight and do another staple, like right, it's hard to do this while trying to demonstrate. So my arms are gonna be in the way here, guys, for a moment. But I'm gonna just keep pulling tight. You see how that's starting to really come together. Oh my God, this is so much different than like 30 minutes ago when I had the wrong piece. I love it. I love making mistakes and looking silly. All right, we're not gonna go all, well, let's do one more staple over here. We'll do one more staple. So let me tell you this, last night when I got here to the convention center, there was like, it was raining so hard. And my kids always love when I take pictures and videos from the hotel room, right? To show them the room, they think it's all fancy. So I'm taking a picture of, I'm taking a little 10-second video clip of the, what do you call it? Of the skyline. And I caught this lightning bolt. Oh my gosh, it was insane. Like the weather here, if you're here in the Chicago area, it has been stormy. I don't know what it's doing today, but it was a light show last night. All right, so this is looking really good. And you see how like this stapler, that's why I love this stapler, because I've only been able to get this kind of power previously from using the compressor and like, maybe the PT50, which is this, right? But this does require a compressor. Not everybody has a compressor, and compressors are loud, they're heavy, they can be expensive. Usually they can be about $100. But this one, you plug it in and you're ready to go. They do have, in fact, I have it here. They do have one that is cordless. You do have to charge it. I personally like the one that's corded because there's no delay, right? You hit that trigger and it's like, you get it, you get that power. So I love it. All right, so let's see, we did a couple on that side. Let's work this side. And then as you see here, it's coming together, right? And if you remember what that chair looked like, I wish I had a picture of it sitting here so you can see what this before looked like. It was a little bit more expensive than I'd like. I did not like paying $75 for this chair. $75 at a thrift store. I think that's a little too much. I think some of these salvage shops and thrift stores can be a little rich for my blood. But the chair, oops, that one didn't catch. The chair is fabulous. And when I was there at the community forklift and I saw it with my friend, she was like, oh my gosh, I love this chair. And there were two of them. So one of them she has in her room, her home office, which I hope you watch that video. If not, go down below. The video that's down below has the makeover. And you can see the entire room makeover, and you can see this chair, what it looked like before. And it smelled, oh, it was horrible. That's the only thing that I don't like about used furniture, right? Like that smell when you walk into a thrift store and you smell like that, whew, that thrifted smell, and then it gets into all the all the materials, all the clothing, all the fabric. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. This is looking really good. So we're gonna turn this around. See, look at this. This is coming along. Don't worry about the wrinkles. Again, we have not done the corners yet. We're gonna save those for last, but we're gonna do this side. But you see that big lumpy foam there? That's what we're pressing down. We don't want that big lump. We want to smooth it out. So just work the corners, pull it tight. And I would say probably a staple about every inch. You don't want to over staple, but you don't want to put too little staples. Because when you put too little staples, that's where you can get like these bulges, right? So if I did another staple over here, now you have this unflattering bulge. You don't want that. So we're going to pull this tight, smooth it with your hand. So there's a lot of pulling. You will definitely feel it in your fingers by the time you're done reupholstering. All right, so this is looking pretty good. We're getting close to this corner here, so we can go ahead and tackle that. So when I'm doing the corner, when I'm doing the corner, I like to start pulling. Let me see if I can get a little closer.
You're not, but
See if I can get a little closer. All right. House scrapper. Oh, okay. So Renee said she reupholstered a recliner years ago, still looking good, but the tools you're using inspire you to want to do another. Yes, definitely. Upholstery is so much fun. I mean, when you go into a thrift store and you see different chairs, different projects, you know what the possibility is, right? Because we here at Thrift Diving, like we see ugly things and we're like, we know that could be good. We know that could look good. All right, so let's tackle. I'm hoping that you can see this. Can you see this? I can't tell. I wonder if I should turn this around. I probably can turn this. Let me see if I can turn this around, guys. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to turn this around. Whoops. Here we go. So that I can actually see. Here we go. I should know this, but there we go. Sorry, still trying to work the camera here. The tripod wants to fall over on me. For some reason, it's very top heavy. Now, let's turn it around. I'm going to turn it around, guys. Bear with me here. Okay. Let's do it this way. This is much better. All right. Okay. All right, so now we are at the corners. Hopefully you can see this. We've got, let's work this corner. All right, so we've got this fabric that's still kind of hanging up here. This fabric is close to the edge. And what I like to do, if you can see this, I like to get as close to that corner as possible, right? So I'm kind of working that fabric to see what's that gonna look like. When I'm pulling tight, what's that gonna look like? So let's put a staple right here. That looks good right there. So let's put a staple. All right. Can't see behind me here. And we're going to pull. Now, you see that there's some wrinkles here, right? That's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to pull. You see how when we pull, all those wrinkles. So as you're working, check the wrinkles. That is where the staple needs to go so that the wrinkles aren't there. Now, it's hard to do that when I'm trying to let you see and I'm trying to see for myself. So I'm going to assume that the wrinkles aren't there because I can't check. And I'm going to just put staples here. So there's a lot of brands here at this trade show. I mean, it's phenomenal. If you guys love tools, if you love home, if you love building things, if you love gardening, and this is not a show for the general public. This is a show, as I had mentioned, if you are just joining, this is a show for Ace Hardware store owners. So they come here, they get inspiration. They see new tools. You know, there's brands that are launching new things, like Arrow is launching their new line of hand tools. They make pliers now. They make scissors. They make needle nose, like they make so many hammers, tape measures. I mean, so many things that they just launched. All right. All right, so we're working these corners. God, my contact is like stick. Every time I look up, the light is like blinding me. All right, see, that's a nice reveal right there. So we're gonna tack that in place. They actually had a guy over, well, they had a guy over there that was like carving a piece of wood. It's so cool. You might hear some of the tools and stuff being used here on the floor. All right, so I'm gonna leave this corner for now. We're gonna come back to that, but you see, that's actually looking really, really good. And when we do that corner, we're just gonna be doing a nice fold under and keeping that reveal really clean. But we're gonna save that for last, and we're just gonna keep working our way around. Again, you see that there's some wrinkles here. It's not a problem because when we're pulling tight, getting to that corner, that's gonna go away. All right, make sure that that foam is nice and even, and then just staple in place. Keep working that corner, keep pulling. And this is what I think. I think that if you could do a simple seat like this, you can tackle, I want to say, almost any reupholster project. I mean, I know things like sofas, wingback chairs, like they're involved. They're involved only because they have so many parts to them. But if you're not replacing the springs, if you're not replacing the webbing, it's not difficult to just put new fabric on. If you remember those rules, start in the center, work your way out and pull, getting rid of the wrinkles. That is the most important thing. All right, so over here, we're gonna keep pulling towards the corner. This looks good. And again, using your hand to kind of smooth out that fabric. Wow, that looks really good. That looks amazing. And then staple in place. Same over here, we're gonna pull that fabric, making it nice and smooth, pulling it tight. I love it. So I want to know, have you guys done any upholstery projects? And if you have, what have you done? Where do you get your fabric from? This fabric is from House Fabric. They were so nice to provide this fabric for me to do this demonstration and for my friend's home office makeover. This is, again, and I guess because there's probably new people that joined, I will do the fabric demonstration for you again because it's so cool. I mean, I basically, oh, I think I'm out of staples. I'm out of staples. Where's my other pack of staples? Oh, that's one thing I didn't tell you. Okay, so when you are reupholstering furniture, you may be wondering not just what kind of staples do I use, but what size of staples. 3/8 inch. Now, I know you can't see this from here, but 3/8 inch is pretty much the standard. If you use anything that's smaller, and let me see if I can get a better shot of this. I'm going to put this right up here. All right, so these are the staples that I'm using, right? These are the JT21 staples. If you are using these staples to upholster, this kit actually comes with 3 different sizes. But 3/8 inch is the one that you're going to want to use. I'm going to show you, if you use the wrong staple, the wrong size, the difference. So this is a 1/4 inch here on the left. That's a 1/4 inch. And this is the 3/8 inch, right? Which one do you want sticking into your wood? You want this one. That's where you're going to be grabbing multiple layers of fabric. You don't want to use something that's too short because you're just not going to be able to get that fabric. Now, it could depend on what you are upholstering, right? If you're doing something really light and you're doing it in, you know, maybe not a wood that's real heavy, you maybe won't need to use this. But if you're doing chairs, sofas, stick with the 3/8 inch. Okay. All right, let's reload. And I definitely recommend doing the multi-pack because you're going to need the 3/8 inch, but you may need some staples for other things. So if you buy a multi-pack, that's good. You can actually buy these just as, 3/8 inch if that's all you need. All right, so let's work this corner. Since we had run out of staples, we have staples again. Whoa! All right, we're smoothing everything out. This is looking good, guys. Ah! Now, okay, you may be wondering, what am I going to do with this chair? So my friend, if you saw in my YouTube video, my friend got the other chair. There's 2 chairs. She got the one chair, and then I'm getting this chair. So she and I are going to have matching pink, berry pink velvet chairs. She actually wanted something that was more hot pink, but this fabric was perfect. This fabric was perfect. And again, if you're just joining, the fabric that I'm using, here we go. That's a nice angle right there. The fabric that I'm using is from House Fabric. And so they were nice enough to sponsor this fabric. Let's see, does that look good? I think that looks good. Hi, guys. Hey. All right. And again, Krypton fabric is great because if you have kids, if you have pets, I can guarantee you that they are going to mess up your furniture if you don't have anything that's cleanable. And this stuff is cleanable. It's waterproof, and so, drop your coffee, drop whatever you want on it, and you can easily clean it up. All right, so I'm just moving my way to the corner. I can probably get maybe one more staple out of this. See if I can turn it this way. And I like to staple as close to the corner and then just leave it to the end. Those are like the dreaded corners because you want them to look good. I still struggle with corners, to be honest with you. But the main thing is that you just want it to look like it's folded under, and you want it to be tight. You don't want it to be wrinkled. All right, so we're going to work towards this corner. This one looks like the fabric is a little, we got enough to cover. That's good. So here we go. Let's pull this fabric. Get a nice reveal here. Again, my arm is in the way. Sorry. Hi. I love upholstery projects. And let me tell you, when I was working on this project in my she shed, you know what I was binge watching? Project Runway. Oh my gosh. I love Project Runway. Have you been watching the new season? I don't know how I feel about it. I think the very first episode, I was not feeling Project Runway. Because I had been already binging on all the old seasons. And so, I was just so accustomed to all the other stuff that they used to do. And then they came out with like a whole new set. I was like, no. I mean, I do like Christian Siriano. I will admit, I do like him. But I know everyone was like, where's Tim Gunn? And I think there's some drama there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So this is looking pretty good, guys. Look at this. This chair looks freaking awesome. Okay, now there's one side that I didn't, here we go. Here we go, right here. There's one side that I have to work on that I didn't get. Using my hand to smooth this fabric. See, smooth the fabric. Pulling it tight. Making sure it's nice and, like it's got a nice reveal. Wait, let me grab that. That looks good. And sometimes it's just checking it too. Go on the other side of it and check to make sure that looks good. That looks good. And usually I'm not doing more than 2 staples at a time because I need to like staple and then check. Staple and check. Staple, pull, and check. Staple, pull, check, staple. There we go. Staple, pull, check, staple. That's the scenario. All right. Check it. Make sure it looks good. That's looking good. That's looking good. All right. Okay, and for anybody who is new that has not heard me say, we're doing a giveaway. So right now, Arrow is giving away $1,000. So 500 of it is going to be a $500 Visa gift card, and the other 500 is going to be a gift card to arrowtoolgroup.com. So all these tools that I'm using, if you want to win You have to enter. So I don't think I have a link here on this video for this live, but if you go to my other video for the one that's, or you can go to thriftdiving.com, you'll see it there. If you go to the video that is the colorful home office that I just posted this morning, the link is there. And so one grand prize winner is going to be winning $1,000. That means all of these tools that I'm using right now, you can buy your own tools and do your own project. And you got $500 in a Visa gift card that you're going to be able to use for getting the materials that you need. So whatever tool, whatever project or tool you've been wanting to get, it's going to be there for you. It's going to be available to you because now you can purchase it. And also there's going to be an extra 100 winners that are going to be getting 29 winners that will get $100 gift cards to use at aerotoolgroup.com, which is amazing. All right, so I think we might be up. Oh, also wait, I have to make sure that you know we are doing a 30-day room. Well, you don't have to do a room, but we are doing a 30-day fall overhaul challenge. So, okay, if you've been following thrift diving for any length of time, you will know that number one, we love makeovers. Number two, we love challenges. And number three, we love doing them together. So here's how it's going to work. When you go to the link that I said, thriftdiving.com/fall overhaul, you can sign up for the giveaway. All you have to do is enter your name, enter your email, and click to join the Arrow mailing list. And then that's it. You get like 2 entries into the giveaway just for doing that. You're going to get an email. The email from me is going to invite you to participate in the 30-day challenge. So we're not going to be starting until September 1st. So the month of September 1st through September 30th, we're going to be making over one space, one room, one project. Maybe there's a chair you've been wanting to make over. We're going to take 30 days and we're going to do it together. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be working on my garage. Even though I just did the home office makeover, I'm going to be working on my garage because it's a hot mess right now. So be looking out for that email. But once you enter the giveaway, you'll get an email just saying, hey, you're in the challenge, you're in the giveaway, you're entered. But when you sign up for the challenge, in a couple days, you're going to get an email from me asking you if you want to do the challenge. When you do the challenge, guess how many more entries you're going to get just by participating and doing the weekly tasks? Because I'm going to email you every week. Like you and we're going to be getting very well acquainted over the next month. And you can earn up to like 20 additional entries just by signing up for the challenge. So not only do you increase your odds of winning, but you are also going to get a project done, right? Here's what I found. Starting projects, why is it so hard? I mean, raise your hand. Seriously, like, hello, why is it so hard to just start projects? And you would think that because I do what I do, that it's easy for me to start projects. It's not. I procrastinate just like you. And the reason why I procrastinate sometimes is because I'm like, I don't know how to do it. Like, what if I mess up? I have those same fears. But when we do a challenge together, it motivates us because number one, we're all starting at the same time, right? We're all starting at the finish line, at the start line together, aiming for that finish line. And number two, because that deadline makes you work. If you know that you can procrastinate on a project, guess what? You're going to procrastinate because I do it. But if you have something that you've been wanting to do, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna use this challenge to motivate myself, then I want you to sign up and I want you to do the challenge with me. All right. So go to thriftdiving.com. It's there. You can go to my other video. The link is there. So let's finish these corners off. All right. So what we're gonna do, hopefully you can see this. I'm right here at this corner. I have a little bit of a bump here, so I still need to kind of pull. And I want to put one more staple right here. All right. And now I got a little bit of a fabric here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold it under. And this is where you have to kind of play around with it. It may not be perfect, but you want to try to get it as clean as possible, right? Because you have all these other clean lines. You don't want to mess up any of the, the beautifulness of the chair and then have like jacked up corners. But don't expect it to be like perfect, but just try to get it as clean as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold these under. I'm going to tuck, and I'm going to try to fold. This is the back of the chair. No one's actually going to see this part. That doesn't look too bad. So if you're looking at this, you can't really see it from my angle, but if you're looking at it from this angle, that looks like a pretty clean tuck. On this side, you can see this. You got a little bit of a, I'm going to put one more staple here, and then I'm just going to pin it and tuck it. Not pin it, but you know what I mean. I'm going to tuck it. All right, and that looks pretty good. Now, that actually looks, whoa, that looks really good. Cool, that looks good. Hi. Thank you. See, even she said so. She's like, yeah, that's a nice corner you got there.
No, they're hard, aren't they?
They are hard, yes. Corners are definitely hard. But that's the back of the chair, so doesn't have to be exact perfect. All right, so let me show you, let me get a close-up of this so you can actually see what this looks like. I'm going to show you this without having to move my camera. All right, here we go. So you see what I got going on here. This is what my corner looks like. So underneath here, I've got, a lot of folding underneath here. But when you look at it from this side, it looks pretty good, right? This is the back of the chair that's actually going to be covered up by the back part of the chair. You're not even going to see that. But we are going to have some folds we do at the front of the chair in just a moment. But it looks pretty good, right? And again, you would be putting a dust cover on the bottom of the chair. I don't know what happened to my dust cover. I know that I packed it. I don't know, when I got here to the show, it was already unpacked. So I either forgot to put it in here or, I don't know. Maybe it just disappeared, but that's okay. You don't need to see that. You can see it on my video. So let me get back to work over on this side. All right. Okay, so this is the back. YouTube. Yes, I'm on YouTube. You're doing a live demonstration.
On live right now. I'm going to make sure you're in frame. Goes a little bit out of frame.
Am I out of frame?
Now you're perfect.
Okay, good.
So don't move outside of that.
Oh, you are sweet. Thank you. Okay, but wait. While you're here, I have to ask you: Do you carry some arrow tools?
I do.
You do? Do you have this stapler?
I don't have that one. I don't do it enough to read that electric one, but I will say. I'm an arrow user and love arrow. No,
yes,
I
that's
love
awesome. Oh wait, where's your store? Where's your Ace Hardware store?
I'm in Dyer, Indiana.
Okay, Indiana.
Ace Hardware, Dyer, Indiana.
Nice.
So I just bought a P. Is it a P22?
P22. Yes, yes. That's for the lights and stuff, right?
It's more of an industrial stapler. It's a hand stapler.
Is it the one that does the crown staples, like the curved ones?
I believe it.
Yeah. This one actually does.
It does both.
Yes.
Don't point that at anybody.
No, it has a safety. Has a safety.
It does. There you go. There's a fine selling.
Has a safety.
That's
yes.
excellent.
But see, yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
But this one actually does the crown staples.
Oh, so it does the full.
Yes. So you get 5. You actually get 5 tools in one. So you can do the P50. You can do the T50 heavy duty staples. You can do the fine. Now this is what I like to use for. I was telling everyone these are the fine staples that I like to use for upholstery.
Right.
You can do that here. You can do the same ones that you do with the P22. This one actually does the brad nails, I think up to 5/8 inch, and then you got the pen nails. So you got 5 tools. It's corded, but there's actually a cordless one too. I like this one. I like this one just because.
And how long's the cord?
It's pretty long.
See, they thought it through.
It's pretty long. Yes. Yes. I know.
No,
I know.
This is much better.
No, this is good. This is good. You should carry this.
Thank you.
You should carry
I'm going
this.
to talk to the owner of our store.
Okay.
In Dyer, Indiana. I'll talk to Rob.
Tell them Serena sent you.
Thank you.
So
He's coming through.
Okay, cool.
I'll
Cool.
text him.
Yes, please do. All right, nice. Thanks.
You look good.
Thank you. I'm trying to sell these. Every store needs to have these. All right. Okay, so let's finish off these corners. Because I think we have maybe just another 5 minutes, I think. Oh, and I may be coming back. I don't know if I'm going to be doing live this afternoon, but I am going to be here in the booth from 2 to 4 Central. All right, so let's finish off these corners here. Again, this is the back. I think I've worked up to this side. Let's put another staple in here. All right, okay. Now let me see what it looks like from this side. Oh, the way you fold, or I should say the direction that you fold, is actually kind of important, right? So this is the back of the chair. So it's sitting like this. And I'm going to have this fold coming back. It's going to be folding into the back of the chair. This is the front of the chair. And I don't want to fold these out this way, right? So think about the direction of the folds that you're going to be putting in your chair. Since this is going to be the part that's revealed, I want these to kind of like fold. You'll see in a moment. I want these to kind of fold this way or fold down kind of away. But this looks so good. I'm like, I can't believe that if you were here from the very beginning, I was reupholstering the wrong piece of fabric onto my chair. I mean, I'm telling you, DIY, something always goes wrong. All right, so I'm going to put another staple here. Are my staples in here? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay. All right, and I like that this is not, sometimes what happens, I will tell you, sometimes what happens is when you get to the corners, you either run out of fabric or you have too much fabric. And I will tell you that I have not done enough corners where I have had too much fabric for me to be like, oh, hey, this is how you tackle too much fabric. So all I can say is fold under and try to make it as neat and clean as possible. And try to have as few of wrinkles as possible. But sometimes it's just a matter of playing around with it and just, you know, make it work. Like Tim Gunn says, make it work. All right, so that's what I'm trying to do with this corner here, is just making it work. All right, so we're gonna fold this under. Okay, this looks good. And sometimes you may have to take out a staple and just play around with it. So we're going to take out one of these staples so that we can maneuver and manipulate the fabric a little bit more. But this is what I say, when you're working on projects, find something that you really like to watch and just have it on in the background, right? Like for me, I'm not going to lie, I love watching the Golden Girls. I am a Golden Girls fan. So typically when you see me in my she shed working, I got the Golden Girls, and I will do them maybe twice a year. I'll go from like episode 1 all the way through like all 7, I think there's 7 seasons. I'll do all of them, which is crazy. But right now I'm on a Project Runway streak. So that's kind of what I'm loving right now. So just make it fun. DIY should be fun. Like when you are doing projects, it should be your happy time. Your time to just create. Oh my gosh, why am I trying to use the wrong one? That is not the one that I'm using. But try to find your happy place, right? You know, get a glass of wine, get some tea. I love drinking coffee. I don't care what time of day it is. I will have coffee, whether it's decaf or, you know, whatever. So I'll be in my shed watching Project Runway, and just enjoying that time with myself, because I think crafting is like therapy. You know, it's a time for you to just be with yourself and create. And I know it's hard, guys. I know it's hard to find time. Believe me, even though, all right, that looks pretty good. All right, so we got 2 of the corners. But even though I do this for a living, like this is my job, it's still hard to find time to do projects. Harleen, do you do any DIY projects? Is there anything fun that you do? Anything crafty and creative?
I go to a lot of estate sales.
Oh, you do?
But I don't really refinish anything.
Oh, but what are you finding when you go to estate sales? What are you finding?
I'm usually finding things that I can use like right away.
Okay.
Like I find everything.
So you're not storing it in the, you're not like a lot of us where we find things and we just store it in the garage for like 2 years and then.
No. Oh, here you go.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I was trying to. All right, let's try this corner. This other corner is giving me a hassle.
Okay, did you see that Renee said it looks awesome?
Thank you, Renee. That is awesome.
And House Scrapper said, my lunchtime is over now. Enjoyed the live.
Aw.
Everyone have a great day.
Thank you. All right, well, you know what? I have these two corners to do. So let's see if we can get these done. These ones are rounded, so it's a little bit, we may have a little bit of extra fabric here, but this is where you have to play around with it and figure out, okay, how do I best pull this so that I don't have a bunch of fabric here? So take your time on the corners. I don't think I have as much time today to figure out the corners, but I'm going to tuck and fold as best as I can. And we may have some extra fabric here that we can pull over. All right, here we go. All right. All right, guys. Whoops, we have a little wrinkle there. We have a little wrinkle. All right, well, it's going to take me some time to work on these corners, and I don't have the time because our time is up right now. So I want you guys to go. There's a couple things that I want you guys to do as we close out this 2-hour session. I'm so happy that you joined me. First thing I want you to do is I want you to go watch my video. Watch the video, the home office makeover. I'm telling you, like, you're not going to believe it. It's a whole different room. It turned out so nicely. This chair that I'm doing right now here at the Ace Hardware show, you're going to get to see the entire chair in the video. There's like, I mean, it's a long video. It's like 23 minutes total for everything. Literally everything in the room except for a couple things was DIY'd. So we did the chair makeover. Well, I reupholstered the chair. We built a custom DIY canvas that we decoupaged a picture of my friend on a black and white image on there. We did shelves. We found, gosh, nearly everything in the room came from Facebook Marketplace or the thrift store. So I want you to go and check out that video. I'm going to be coming back. I don't know if I'll be live, but if you want me to come back live, let me know in the comments. But yeah, we're going to be here reupholstering and figuring out these corners. But I hope that you learned a lot of tips. Let me know down below in the comments, what is your favorite upholstery tip? Like, what is something that you learned today in this video that you can take to do for your projects? Let me know what tools you saw that you liked. I love this tool. And also be sure to enter the $1,000 Arrow Fall Overhaul giveaway. I will go back and provide a link to you down below, but we're giving away $1,000. And all you have to do is enter your name and email. But if you sign up for the challenge, because we are doing a 30-day challenge, I will be doing a challenge with you for 30 days. You and I will be hanging out, getting emails from me every month. We're going to be inspiring each other. We're going to be supporting each other. And we're going to get those projects done from September 1st to September 30th. Okay? So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to work on these corners because this is going to take a little bit of time to maneuver. But I think we have a pretty good piece of furniture here. And if I wasn't talking, we could probably get this done in probably about 30 minutes. All right, guys, I will see you next video. Bye.
I know. You were so great. You were great.